This episode was recorded on Thursday, July 30th. For that day, I wasn't able to edit it in time and put it out for Thursday, but I wanted to be able to give you this. We talk about U.S. news, 50 states ranked. Korean pop group BTS is boycotting the Grammys. 5 chefs agree on the best hot dog brand, but I'm not agreeing. And massive 2000s hip-hop acts are having difficulty selling tickets. All that plus more on yesterday's episode of the Blind Radio Guy podcast.
Another day is here. It's the Blind Radio Guy podcast.
All right, let's do it. It's the Blind Radio Guy podcast for Thursday, July 30th, 2026, episode 97. Fridays, I'm going to try to get an interview on, and this week's interview was with Maxwell Ivy. He calls himself the Blind Blogger, and he's meeting up with me, the Blind Radio Guy, to have a fun conversation. And we talk about everything from him being a carnival kid all the way up to how he operates his business as a digital accessibility consultant. So really excited to have him on and have more people who are doing some incredible things in the blind community. Let's go ahead and celebrate that. Yeah, I love it. All right, today is Cheesecake Day. I love a good cheesecake. Growing up in the East Coast and being spoiled with the Junior's cheesecake, I love it. So good. So good. A lot of those, and I'll tell you what, right now, call me a basic bitch, but I love me a Cheesecake Factory cheesecake too. I'll kill that. And today for our readers, it's Paperback Book Day. If you are celebrating a birthday today, you share it with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Henry Ford, Christopher Nolan, Phineas O'Connell, of course, Billie Eilish's brother. He's an actor and music producer. And Lawrence Fishburne and Terry Crews also celebrating birthdays today. So it's looking like BTS is boycotting the Grammys over new Best Asian Pop category. BTS announced that they won't be submitting their comeback album, Arirang, for consideration for the 69th Grammys in protest of the Recording Academy's new Best Asian Pop Music Performance category. The band said that they'd rather have music, in quotes, heard and loved for what it is, rather than categorized by region or language. Grammy CEO Harvey Mason Jr. said that he was saddened, but respected the decision and defended the category as a way to spotlight Asian artists rather than sidelight them. This isn't new area for the Grammys, however. The Weeknd boycotted for 3 years after getting 0 nominations for After Hours in 2021, with Drake publicly asking him and calling the Grammys a relative you keep expecting to fix up, but they just can't change their ways. Frank Ocean skipped submitting Blonde in 2016 over the Academy's dated process. Kanye West was banned from performing after urinating on one of his own Grammy statues in 2020 when he was going nuts. Jay-Z, despite being the most dominated rapper in Grammy history, has been openly critical of the show for years, and Drake himself withdrew his own nomination from the 2022 ceremony. So this has been a thing for a while where artists have spoken out against the Recording Academy and the fact that people get snubbed. Then, of course, you got people like Jay-Z who've tried to stand up for people. Drake doing a massive declaration on the stage when he was talking about how you don't have to have this to feel important. Right? I think we remember that Grammys speech.
I want to let you know we play in an opinion-based sport, not a factual-based sport. So it's not the NBA where at the end of the year you're holding a trophy because you made the right decisions or won the games. This is a business where sometimes, it's up to a bunch of people that might not understand, what a mixed-race kid from Canada has to say, or a fly Spanish girl from New York or anybody else.
I do love when artists speak out like this. I love when they are able to share how they feel and they are standing down. First off, they know they have the fan base to be able to be like, you know what, we don't really need your exposure, because that's really what the award show ceremony is. It's just exposure. It's just more promotion for people to stream your music. I haven't heard that artist song in a while and they're performing and they sounded really good on stage. Let me go stream it. That's all the award show is. It's just promotion. And so these people are looking at it like, okay, we don't need the promotion. We don't need the gimmicks. We don't need the BS. I'll withdraw, man. Screw that. I don't care. Good for them. All right. All 50 states ranked best to worst. U.S. News released its 2026 Best States ranking, grading all 50 states across 8 categories: healthcare, education, economy, infrastructure, opportunity, fiscal stability, crime and correction, and natural environment. Okay, so those are the things we're going to keep in mind as we go through the top 5 and the bottom 5. We'll do the bottom 5 because the last one, I'm not going to say it was like it blew me away, it shocked me completely, but it definitely caught me off guard. Coming in at 50, Louisiana, dead last with the worst scores in crime, economy, and environment. Alaska, Mississippi, New Mexico, and with West Virginia sitting at 45. That's the way the bottom of U.S. News list here ranks up. Coming in at the top 5, we're doing U.S. News 2026 Best States ranking. Nebraska, North Dakota, Minnesota at number 3, coming in at number 2, South Dakota, really? And Utah at number 1. This is their 4th straight year at number 1. So congratulations to Utah. And I've heard there's really bland food out there. So I'm going to stay where I know they put flavor in their food. That's cool. Sorry, Utah. I am so upset as a 2000s hip-hop fan. This is not going well for T.I., Ludacris, and Rick Ross. Fans circulated a seating chart showing nearly 95% of seats still unsold for the trio's October 24th Louisville show, just months after their May concert in Jackson was postponed after the same problem. Online reaction has been rough, with fans questioning why they're booking arenas at all right now. So I buy some tickets, support these guys. These are the people that they provided the soundtrack to our lives. They drove you to your parties, house parties or club parties. What are you talking about? This is crazy. I can't believe some of the best to do it in hip-hop are being treated like this. But let's just be honest. I think if you're not an actual pop act, if you're not a Taylor Swift, if you're not an Ed Sheeran, you know, I don't think people care about rappers anymore like that. I know recently Lil Wayne just had trouble selling tickets. And it just gets tight out here, man. It gets rough for the rap scene just because people... And here's the thing I've always noticed about rap concerts. It's almost like karaoke, right? Like the rapper is rapping over their beat instead of... And some bring out, you know, if they have the money, some bring out a band. But most of the time, rappers are playing karaoke. All right, I had to do this story. Chefs pick the best hot dog brand. Okay, and I bring this up because I personally think there's only one good... If you're going to eat a crappy food, it's got to be the best of the crappy food, right? And so I have always felt like Nathan's Hot Dogs. That's my thing. That's my go-to hot dog. So let's see if these chefs agree. 5 chefs were asked to name their favorite hot dog brand, and they landed on the same answer, and it better be Nathan's. Nope, it's not Nathan's. It's not Nathan's Beef Franks. What? Hebrew Nationals, praised for consistent quality, nostalgic flavor, and strict kosher standards. I'm going to say it like this. I understand everybody has their go-to brand. Everybody has their thing. But Hebrew Nationals is not touching Nathan's. Can it be a close second or third? Sure. I'll definitely put it above Ballpark, but absolutely not touching the perfection that is Nathan's, okay? I feel really strong about this. As you can tell. And that's today's episode. Oh, thank you so much for hanging out with me. It'll be a fun one tomorrow. Maxwell Ivy, a gentleman who is definitely a trailblazer out here, opening doors and talking to some of the biggest companies to make sure that the websites that you use are accessible. He is going to be on tomorrow to talk to me. Thank you so much for spending your time, just a few minutes out of your day, You can find me all over social media, Blind Radio Guy, and I'll see you tomorrow.